JB here, JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. December 3rd, 2024, 9:05. Had some issues getting the watch list up, so I apologize. A little late here. Talk really quick about the markets. Gonna be a really quick rant, like 5 minutes. Talk some names I'm looking at. Go from there. But take a look at the S&P futures. Pretty much flat as a pancake. Asia markets rallied overnight. Europe markets are in the green this morning. And if you take a look at yesterday's move, I didn't even maybe my brain wasn't functioning properly. It was a 0.2% trading range on the SPY, so very impressive. And you start looking at the S&P and the SPY chart, it's like that prototypical taking the stairs to the upside, right? And what does the market usually do? It takes the stairs up, it takes the elevator or escalator down. At some point we're gonna have a pull similar that we've had on the small caps yesterday, or the names that I'm in. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of the timing, right? And I mean, you could sit there and try and time it and miss another 5% in the market. So I'm not gonna sit here and time it. I've always had, you got to have a plan, right? So me, I'm always be hedging. So if we break 600 on the SPY today, maybe I'll start possibly looking to get some hedge positions. And I always say not getting my bear suit on, but also you see all the headlines. It seems like every headline's about upping crazy targets for 2025. S&P is up 54 sessions and 54 record highs this year, the fifth most in history. Just all back-to-back 20% gains for the markets. There's all these different narratives and spins on that you just see all over the headlines. It's like at some point the frothiness, the I'm not going to call it a bubble, but there's going to be some kind of greed reset. That's what I call them. Not corrections. We're not bear markets, greed resets, and that's the first part before. If it could pull further into a correction, who knows? But not much today. We do get the JOLTS report at 10 o'clock, and we have the jobs report on Friday. So I'm not sure how much that'll move markets tomorrow. Powell speaks at the Deal Book New York Times Summit. I mean, it's a sit down with the gentleman from CNBC and actually writes for the New York Times. I forget his name. It's Sorkin. So I think it'll just be like a back and forth Q&A. I don't see a time frame. I think there's other folks. Serena Williams looks like Bill Clinton, Jeff Bezos, all going to speak at that summit tomorrow. I don't know how much he would move markets. So at least his comments tomorrow. I think the big data piece will be on Friday. So that's that overall markets. Watching a 600 on the SPY. I mean, we're just pulled here this morning. Was it the Red Book? I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but 603. So just watching 600 on the SPY. Hopefully the small caps don't do a repeat of yesterday, which is pull at the open, dragged all the small caps down, and then close flat. Hopefully you can find some footing and start to outperform into the end of the year. So that's overall market. Individual names. I was saying on the rant yesterday afternoon, which was one of those frustrating sessions. Even take a look at a stock like Lemonade, but JOBY was up 60% or 50% over a course of a couple sessions. TDOC was up solidly over a couple sessions. You take a look at Peloton, was up nice over a couple sessions, and then it gave back yesterday. Gave back 1, 2, or 3 sessions of those gains. It happens. Thankfully, on JOBY and Teladoc was able to lock calls in for nice profits, not only freebies but profits, and then held on to the rest. Today, Teladoc presents will be at a conference at 12:30. I don't know how much that'll move the stock. I mean, of course, if I'm in calls, I want it to be bullish. So that's definitely something to watch. JOBY had some FAA approvals this morning. I don't think that's going to, look like it was getting back over $8, but Archer's getting destroyed again this morning. So hopefully this could be one of those, pulls and bounces and then get back over 8 and get back on track. Some other names I'm looking at, it's not a name I've traded in quite some time, but TripAdvisor, it's kind of like back on radar. There was M&A rumors, reports back in the spring. And then I guess they got a special board to look over the offer, said it wasn't good for shareholders, and the stock went from $28 down to, it traded down to, I think, $12 just a little while ago. But you take a look at trades, 1x revenues, has $1 billion cash hoard, and also their last earnings, they have a stock buyback program, and they stop buying back stock. And typically you do that when there's some kind of catalyst, a spinoff, M&A, or whatever. So the conference call for the Q3 earnings, the CEO actually said, yeah, we can't comment on that, but we are exploring strategic alternatives, right? So at some point, maybe there's some other news event. You take a look where the stock is traded, and where it's trading now. I think there's an opportunity, at least to not only if there's a just as the business as a whole, because I think the travel sector is doing phenomenal, but also as a possible might be some kind of crazy catalyst that happens in the next couple of weeks or months where there's more news out for M&A or some kind of strategic, a spin-off move, or who knows. So considering it turned down an offer, I think it was 20 or $30 for a buyout and it's trading out 14. I think there's some opportunity there. So that's TripAdvisor. Still watching Intuit. It's 6:32 here in the pre-market, just hitting the pre-market session. That's a big. It's almost like it's like standing on a thread, like the rope is about to snap or waterfall, whatever you want to call it. But that 6:32 handle, once that breaks, I think 6:10 comes. It's just a matter of timing, right? So that's all this morning is about timing. That's it, folks. We got about 20 minutes to the open. I'll be back on audio. Maybe I'll try and do one at 11 or so. I just don't have my charts up here right now. Let's have a great day, folks. Rock and roll.